Welcome back to our show, The Colorful Voices of Sisterhood. I'm Agnes, and welcome to the Spanglish World Networks on Zingo TV channel 250 and 251. Please remember to download both the Zingo TV app on the respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. This app is free. Zingo TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire and Fire TV sticks, Roku and Roku sticks, and also on all smart TVs 2016 forward. Good morning or good afternoon. Welcome. We have such a great speakers today. We have Dr. Kisha and Dr. Keith. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, glad y'all were here. So we're talking about love today.
Yes.
Love is in the air. It's the month of February, but I believe love is every month. But we're celebrating the month of love. So, Fatil, what do you say about love? That we're going to talk with Dr. Curry them about.
Love is, we are glad to have you guys here. So my question is for today is how does the understanding of love within religion context differ from scholar ones?
But first of all, will you please tell us about yourself, doctors?
Yes.
Hi. I'm Dr. Kisha Curry. I am the pastor of Free and Independent Apostolic Church here in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and I am the husband of, the wife of Dr. Keith K. Curry.
I am Dr. Keith K. Curry. I am the senior pastor of the Free and Independent Apostolic Church and the regional bishop of the Southern District and the Southern region of Shabbat worldwide. And we just good to be here, excited and humbled to get the invitation.
Well, Bishop, y'all are very busy. You're very busy, yes.
We are.
Yes. And to keep love going.
Absolutely.
In the household.
Absolutely.
Of course.
How do you balance that?
Well, for me, it's being love for myself first, love for my husband, love for the church, and it's balance. If you have balance and all, now sometimes your balance do go off, and it's my children. So it's like you have to. It seems like you have a balancing act of a lot of things, but with God being ahead of it all, I feel like the balance of it kind of like weighs itself out, and that's the only way that I feel like I can,
I'm
good.
different.
That's good.
I don't believe in balance. I don't.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's a such thing as balance. I believe that whatever you do, if you do it with 100% and you put your all in it, then nothing goes lacking. So if I'm doing church, which I do probably at 90% of my time, if I give my kids the 10%, but if I give them 10% of great time, it would amass the 90% of my church time.
Okay.
So I believe in giving maximum time instead of trying to balance, because balance never works, because you're going to do something more than you do something else. So I think it's more of, when I give you my time, I give you all of me.
Yeah.
I agree with that because balance, it's hard to do. Because when you say balance, it's 50-50, and you cannot do that, really.
Right. And a lot of marriages, they say it's 50-50, but if a marriage is 50-50, then where the other 50% going? Marriage is 100-100. Because we cannot be together and then have something for someone else.
Right.
Or something else.
Two holes equal a hole.
Right.
All right,
So
I got that.
that is really good. So you guys been married over 30 years. How
been
you
together
guys
since
keep
we was
that
14.
love?
Wow.
That is a long time. How you guys keep going with that 30 years? We're going through in life, in personal, as women, we go our mood change. As men, a lot of people say that I give you love, but I'm not getting back the way I'm giving you. So what advice you will give to people that go through this? I do more for you than you do for me, or I love you more than you love me.
I think the expectation of return is
yes.
faulty. when people say I give you more than you gave me, what they're really saying is I didn't investigate you before I married you.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I didn't investigate you because
Oh, God.
before you marry someone, you should already know what they're capable of giving.
Right.
And then I married you knowing what you can give, understanding what you can give, and then saying I can handle what you can give. A lot of people marry, and then once they get married, they expect more.
So that is really
That's so
good.
good.
That is good. But not everybody show you. How do you really know? People, they show you what you want to see.
Yeah.
Especially for
Right.
women,
Yeah.
and men know what
Right.
women looking for.
Yeah.
So how can you know that as we women we just fall for what you guys show
Right.
us, because flowers, all this nice thing to say, things that we want to have, we already sleep, then we wake up later on, you're not
Yeah.
like this when I met you, who are you?
Right.
So what I'm trying to say, like, how do you know that, how you differentiate when is someone is real and when someone is pretending? Because that's the difficult part we have a misunderstanding with who people they are, because they don't show you beginning.
I think people change. I think people change because I tell people, especially at my church, especially the young ladies, I tell at my church, be careful of the representative. Because when you meet somebody, you meet what they're best at.
Yes,
Right.
You know?
that's
So
true.
when
Yeah.
you meet me, you're going to meet the best Keith. Right? I'm going to meet the best Kisha. But then when we start to be close to one another, you're going to see some of the worst of each other.
That's how you learned.
Okay,
Little by little.
and so we learn by building. Once we connect, building what it is that is your worst. I believe. I tell people all the time, and me and my wife believes this. I can handle your worst, but you shouldn't show it to me all the time.
Right.
Just because I can handle it and I can carry it, that don't mean I should. And so a lot of times we get fooled again by people's representative. And so Philippians chapter 1 in the Bible tells us to love intelligently, not with sentimental gush. And that's more females than males. Because females fall in love.
Oh God! So
Right. Quickly.
You know, you
already
fall
have
in
pillows
love.
and everything.
And so my question is, if you fall in, when you gonna hit the ground?
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You're already like,
Men, on the other hand, we are in love with consistency. See, women are in love with protection. My job is to protect her. Her job is to be consistent for me,
Wow, that's good.
and that's how we live our life.
And knowing that you
that's
can't
good.
change a person, because I used to live in a fantasy where, like, if he's not a certain, like,
Yeah.
if he's a set of person that exactly knows what he wants, but I can change that later. And a lot of women, we be like, oh, I
That's
get with him,
ours.
may not be this now, but when after a while he's gonna change, and that's impossible. You cannot change a person. We cannot change.
I'm
a
glad
person.
you said it's a lot of people. We have men for women. We see, oh, I can change something about him. Oh, I know what I can work with him. So this is wrong thinking. Then you have an expectation to change someone.
Yes.
Even ourselves, it's
Yeah.
hard to change
No, you can't.
yourself. How we change other people? So, yeah,
Or loving yourself.
love it.
Right.
And to know
Yeah,
who you are.
Who you
Yes.
That inner person within
Yes.
you
Yes.
makes a difference. To know who you are.
That's true.
It's like, who are you?
Go ahead.
Love covers a multitude of sin. Love is patient. Explain that.
That love that you are quoting in the Bible is taken out of context. That love is agape. That love is a love, and I hope people really understand what I'm saying, that's not achievable through man. Can't. We cannot love like God because we're not God.
Amen. Amen.
So love covers a multitude of sins. So that's God's love. Okay, that covers our issues, not yours.
Yes.
Yours can't cover me. Okay,
I mentioned that.
your love to me, all right, is something that to make me comfortable with our connection. That's what your love is, and later on we'll deal with it because one of the questions y'all dealt with was the difference of loves, and I want to share that with you later on. But that love that covers love is patient, love is kind.
Yes.
All right, love looks for the best.
Are we kind?
You know,
Are we patient?
right? Love don't seek the worst out of somebody. Like even if somebody show you the worst, my job to love you is not to believe in what you're showing me, but believe that you're better than what you showed.
Yes, yes, that's good.
And a lot
That's
of folks
good.
don't love because we stuck on what we see
Yes.
and not what we can be.
Yes.
That's good.
That's a good one.
It's
Yes, so that's good there.
Selfless love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think one of the weirdest things I hear people say, I've heard it for years, I'm going to teach you how to love me. Well, let me tell you something about that. Teaching someone how to love you is selfish.
It is.
Because what it is saying, I'm going to tell you what I want and all things that you must do. If you don't do these things, we're not going to have a good time.
All right, Bishop.
And
That's good there.
yeah, that
That's good there.
I like
that
that.
Yeah.
I love it.
So you can't teach me how to love you. What you
Yes.
can do is show me what you like,
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
and then let me learn
Yes.
what loving you look like.
Yeah,
Yes.
I had to do the same. His mom used to tell, "Oh, how do you like my son?" I said, "Do you love my son? No, I don't love your son. I have to learn to love your son." And that was my answer to her when we first got married. I didn't. I have to learn
that's
to
what
love
we did
him.
a lot of
Yeah.
I had to learn to love him because I just.
Doctor, how do you handle having disagreement in a loving way? Did I caught you on?
That's good.
That comes with maturity.
Yes.
We've been married over 32 years. First 10 years, forget it. Forget it. You have to survive the first 10 years of your marriage.
Right.
Because the first 10 years, you're really learning each other.
Getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And so the first 10 years, disagreements didn't go well. They didn't go well. I hollered. I screamed. She not used to a man screaming, right? So she's like, who you screaming at? And I'm like, I'm screaming at you. But as we matured, we learned how to handle our disagreements. And now when we disagree, even some of our spiritual sons and daughters, they're like, so was that an argument? I said, yeah, we done.
That's good.
They be like,
That's good.
wow, I
Yeah.
wish I can do that.
Plus, doctor, we should not keep the record of wrongs. Right?
Right.
We should
Oh,
not keep the
no,
records of
definitely.
wrong. Like, you did it again.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So that is when you have past with someone has pattern showing, doing the same. Okay, yeah, you can apologize one and you can forgive. But when the patterns repeat, how can you negotiate that? How can you say that? Okay, I'm not gonna what you did, but you're doing again.
Right.
So how can you deal with that? Like, it's hard. I mean, when something is done one time, it's gone. But if you don't see that repeating this pattern going, how can you break that? Because it's going to be toxic.
Right.
I don't like to, for when it's us, I don't like to keep bringing up the conversation of the past or whatever. I would talk to him and say, hey, babe, remember X, Y, and Z, you know, we said we wasn't going to do that, or we said we wasn't going, you know, and so we try to regroup. We'll even go into our own parts, regroup, and then try to come back together so that won't be an issue, because we both have time to think about what we said or how we felt about it, because, you know, it makes it better for a conversation and for us moving on. And then the more you do it, the more you forget about it. You do remember it, because sometimes as a woman we get upset, like, I know you said that 12 years ago, and I know I told you don't say it again. You know, it's really regroup into your own self and learning how to talk to someone and how to talk to another person based on how, you know, and he.
Some things you have to ask yourself a question, and I ask it: is this worth the argument?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? When this is over, what's going to be the end of this? What is going to be the answer to this? And is the answer worth the stress of the conversation?
Yes.
And sometimes it's not. And sometimes, you know, you got to learn how to lose a battle,
Yes.
right? So sometimes, if I don't think it's worth it, I'll let her win the battle. Sometimes when she don't think it's worth it, she'll let me win the battle. The issue is, do we know when
Right.
to allow the other one to win.
That's good.
But you gotta remember also, doctor, that women, if we felt hurt, it's like it takes 1 week, 2 weeks.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Months.
I mean,
Or
months. Or months.
it just, I guess we like to let her out. That's a lot of women, we like, oh, then when we don't get attention on men, like, okay, I truly believe that if you sit with women, if you're wrong, you say, you know what, babe, I'm sorry, and I was wrong. We good with that. But what women don't like is when men trying to kind of manipulate the situation, say, oh, it's not my fault, it's your fault. But knowing that, man, he know you're wrong.
Right.
But that's what it drive us crazy.
Right.
Like, I know you were wrong.
Right.
But if you simply, as men, like you say you are, I'm sorry, babe. I apologize. I did.
Communication.
Just as women, like we like, okay, we really we don't go by talk. But men, they don't do
Yeah,
that.
that's a hard thing.
It's a hard thing for
communication.
men to do.
Well, it all depends. All depends.
All depends on
on
you
this women's
apologize.
panel. it all depends on the type of man you marry. See, alpha, beta. What are they? Not who are they? Not their name. But what is their makeup?
Amen to that.
What is their makeup? I'm an alpha male. All right. So sorry don't come out as well as people would want it to. And I'm just gonna be honest. Sorry just don't flow as well as people do. So she has she knows how I say sorry, and then she handles that.
Yeah.
Right. I think sometimes we try to make our man say it the way we want to hear it.
No, just say the way.
Okay.
No, say the way you mean it. That we're gonna be on the way.
Right.
You mean it.
So now you have to find out what is his verbiage.
Right.
uh-huh.
Love language.
What does his language
Yes.
sounds like that says I'm sorry? What does that sound like? And can I receive that? Or do I want something more? Do I want more than what he's going to give me? Or do we have to go back to the table and converse about what sorry looks like to you? Because sorry may be different from him than it is to you. Okay? With men, you have to deal with ego.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I don't like the ego. Listen, I'm kind of person like, give me the truth, bro, let me.
right,
Like, even if you don't say sorry to me directly, say yes, I did that. Then I know you take a responsibility. You see, you don't have to say verbally sorry. Yes, I did it. Yes, this is what my intent are. The end of it. So that is kind of like the person take a responsibility.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And it's very important for women, men to admit when they do. That's what we go crazy. Like, I'm not
Could that
crazy.
be a part of the maturity? Could that be part of the maturity
That's absolutely
in a
part of
person?
maturity.
Because sometimes we think we're dealing with men, we may be dealing with boys.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, even though they're older, that's what we could be dealing with.
Right. Yeah.
But
So-
don't you already know that while you are dating in a way, right?
I always think
No.
so.
Again, like Dr.
No.
said that, you know, we
Date-
cannot find out everything.
Dating brings out the best, right?
Today's function of dating, you don't know.
No.
Because folks get married now after weeks.
Yeah.
You know, they don't
That's
they don't
true.
wait like when we grew up.
Right.
Yes.
You know, we courted for a while and then we engaged and then about a year later we may have
Right.
gotten married. Now, you know, they court for 2 days.
Yeah.
They engaged for a month.
And divorced in
within
2
two
months.
Yeah.
Right. And now they want to go
With
right
a
to
$10,000
marriage.
wedding.
Right.
Forget that.
Then
Right.
they drag each other to court. What,
Yeah.
$20 to
to,
get
to,
the paper?
to court. And so I think again, it's a maturation, it's a maturing. Me and her, we've been together again since we were 14.
Oh, wow.
I've known her since we were 14. There's a lot she had. Don't you tell that story. There's a lot she had to deal with from 14. All right, off and on, and then when we came together, I was not, and I have to be very honest, ready for marriage.
So what is this? High school sweetheart?
Oh no, it was deeper than that. It was a church sweetheart at 14. At 8 years old, I got molested by a man. And from 8 to 14, I was having a lot of issues with everything because of the molestation. When I met her at age 14, everything broke in me. You understand? Everything broke in me. Everything broke in me. And she is part of the reason why I got delivered from that. You see what I'm saying? And so she, with God, saved me. But even at 14, I could not handle that type of salvation because I was not mature enough to understand it. All right? And then when we got together at the age of 20 to get married, again, I wasn't ready for marriage. She was ready. She's the oldest in her family. I'm the youngest in my family. So take that, you know. And so she had to do a few things. She had to first mother me. Then after she mothered me, she then, when I became mature, became the wife I needed. And a lot of women don't know how to change those hats. She mothered me first. She got me to a place of maturity. Then when I became that man she needed, she was like, I'm done. Husband me.
That's a good story.
That is powerful.
It's a good thing
That
that you
is
did
powerful.
not give up on him.
No,
Yes.
it was a lot
Yes.
of patience and, you know, teaching from your mom, teaching from my mom was the help that I needed to get to that point. And you know, I was raised with a single mom. I didn't have a father, and I was trying to think where would she get all of these things from, teaching me how to do that. And she's a single mother, and but she did. And these are the things that I did when I felt like I needed help. I would call, and you know, even times I felt like I was leaving. I was like, I can't take it. I call home. No, you're not. You're going to stay there. You're going to be strong, and this is what you're going to do. And even when times I felt like I just had to say the last word, because I'm from New York, and so I wanted to say the last word and everything. She was like, you know, sometimes it's good to be quiet and not to. And I'm thinking, this is my mom. She's supposed to be on my side. But she's really not. She's just like, it's times where you need to be quiet. A woman needs to, because a woman just yap sometimes. And sometimes a man, you just need to stop and think and just be quiet. And after learning different things, then I learned how to, I guess as he would say, from mothering to being a wife, for him to be a husband, to be a wife. It took a long time. It took ups and downs. Both our feelings were hurt at some times, and but we all looked out for mentors and different things like that. So that's the things that help us out.
That's powerful.
Powerful. I commend you
Yes.
both. I was molested when I was 5. I commend you. I will share with you guys. I'm not ready to share someone that close to me, his boy, experienced that. But as wife, for you to be there for your husband, because someone still make joke of me about my using my abuse to publicly talk about me badly, how I'm traumatized, how I was raped and all that.
Your mess, and I call that in church my mess, is ultimately your message. And so people that torment you for that are just shallow people, because you need to turn that thing and says, yes, I was molested, but I have these many kids, and I have this husband, and I got a show that I'm doing, and I'm alive, because many people, molestation takes them to suicide.
Yes.
All right?
That's right,
And
sir.
so when you know
That's
that
right,
you
sir.
are breathing every day,
Yes.
despite what you've been through, that's not your mess. That is now your message. It is what God is. Bless you. I believe, and this is my wife would tell you, 70% of my church have been molested. The Lord sends people to my church that's been molested so that we can help them grow, be strengthened, and be successful. Not the word they use all the time. In spite of me. No. Because of you.
That's good.
Because of you. I was molested because there was something about me that my molester couldn't handle. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't in spite of me. It was because of me. And what they could not handle, they tried to hurt. All right? And then God put her in my life, my wife in my life, to make sure he balanced me.
That is
I am just so thankful, doctors, for you guys to be here. Because I know that a lot of our viewers, even me, are really learning a lot from your powerful words.
It takes a lot, and like you say, I get to point that like it did not happen to me, it happened for me. I didn't make that choice, somebody did. I will make it
Right.
different.
Right.
And I shared my story when I came out. Everybody like, she's crazy, she lost her mind, especially coming from Africa. But and I thank you for being there,
Yes.
loving,
That's a strong woman.
helping. Today he is forever. He's your husband, and
Yes,
this is what we need. This
Yeah.
is what we need, and we go through all the time. People want to see the loving part. You can still love people that was broken
Yes.
because he didn't chose, I didn't chose. So many people, we make choices pan on, like you say, and but it's only percentage of people willing to love you,
Mm-hmm.
what you've been through, and I'm glad that you found that person.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Pastor Kerr, loving yourself too.
Yes.
This
You know,
is the true
strong.
meaning of
The-
love.
the
right
true,
here.
true meaning. But this is where when people like to say they want to go to relationship or marriage, this is raw. This is what'll help us. You know, even I've been married over 35 years or more. But this is true love where I know that I'm not trying to make him fit me.
Right. No.
Right.
No.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm learning I gotta be quiet.
Right.
We gotta find the strength.
Right.
This is powerful, and I know this is actually going to be a deliverance type show today. Somebody's going to be delivered,
Yes.
set free from this right here.
God.
I think you had another question for Tia that you wanted to ask him.
And we actually kind of relate to what we're talking. What is the difference between healthy love and toxic love? Because we're losing a lot of people. Of some people, the way they love you is not healthy, but for them, they think they love you the right way.
I did a series in January at my church. This has been these 2 months in my church has been very triggering. The Lord has caused me to trigger my members every week, trigger them in certain things. And I did a series called Lovers with No Covers. And the scripture says love covers, right? But what happens when your love uncovers? When your love doesn't protect? When your love hurts me? When what you say is love is now not my dream anymore, but it's my nightmare.
Yeah.
You see, this love that uncovers me.
God.
You became free. You was now a man of my dream. Now you're hideous to me because of what you said love was. I think toxic love is nothing but perverted love. That's all it is love in its perversion. Agape, there's only one type of love that's supposed to be in the Bible because of sin. 4 loves dropped out of one love. So we got agape, right? That's God kind of love, right? So out of that love, when sin came and Adam and Eve sinned, 3 types of love dropped out. We had phileo. Now we have a love that says friendship.
Right.
We have storge, right? And then we have all these different types of loves now that dropped out of the perfect love. So the agape love is the only love that cannot be perverted because it's the love of God. Every other love can be twisted. So we got to be careful that we don't twist our love. Is that person just a friend? Don't make her your woman because you're now perverted. Because a friend and a woman, your woman, are 2 different types of love that bears 2 different type of situations. I can walk away from a friend, but I can't walk away from a woman. See, and if I stuck with a woman that I called a friend, now if I walk away from her, I become toxic to that friend. What if my love for you is just sexual? What if I just like the way you look?
Yeah.
What if I just like how good you are in bed?
Yeah.
But I don't like the conversation. All right? So now we become toxic again because
Yeah.
our conversation starts fights.
Yeah. That's actually good for men, like you say. A woman, kinda, we for some reason we like what man says. So he's not really loving her. He like her, but she's upset. She's loving him, and okay, if things goes wrong, you're not gonna go nowhere.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
that is domestic violence. We have a lot of, obsession. People obsessed to
Right.
the person if you're not with me, if I don't have you,
Right.
then we're gonna go or you're gonna go. Somebody has to go.
The truth is, you guys have more to lose than I do. That's the bottom line. You guys have more to lose than I do. You have something in you or with you called a love, right? That a man will lie to get. And then when he's finished with you, you're in trouble, but we're not. I'm going to say and be out there. I'm be out there. I hope they don't get mad. A man will hit it and quit it.
Oh yeah.
All right?
Anytime.
All right?
Don't
That's
care.
bottom line. But when you, as women, get into a sexual relationship, your heart is in it. Your spirit is in it. Listen to me.
have
You are
sometimes.
receivers. Women are receivers. So you also receiving the spirit of that man. Okay? And it's hard for you to break that spirit when he walks away.
Exactly.
Right? He walks away to another woman. You still have his spirit in you.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's how that toxicity happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you, on one hand, says, I can't live without you. So that's toxic. But then the man's problem is he's an alpha. He's a narcissist. So what he's saying is, if I can't have you, no one else can, even though I'm not going to do you right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like you said, I don't feel like the love is there when they feel like that. Period. It's just the authority of being over someone.
Yeah.
Or that's the only thing for men. But for the woman, it's either I love you or I don't love you anymore, or it's gone. And then that's where the man can't handle it, and that's where domestic violence and different things come from.
Yeah.
And it's just so easy for the man to just walk out
Oh, yeah.
or to do that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because they have no connections. Let me say this. I'm going to say this, and it's going to hit you hard. A man, hear me well, according to the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, a man was not created to love a woman.
But a woman was created of a man.
But a woman was created to love a man. Let me show you why. Genesis chapter 1. Adam was created for God and God only. When God said he shouldn't be alone, he says, I'm going to give you a helpmeet. But watch this. The next verse, he doesn't make her. Next verse, he gives him a job. And when he completes the job, he gives him a woman as a reward.
You better go
now
on.
listen, he gives him a woman as a reward. Hear me. Now Adam issue is I've never seen her. I don't know how to handle her because I'm only used to you. She was created to serve him. So this is where we have our issues at.
The balance.
You as women, you are made and you are created for that man. That man wasn't created for you. So now God does something that a lot of people don't read in the Bible. What I'm not created to do, I must be now commanded to do. He commands Adam to love her. So if he's commanding Adam to love her, that means that Adam never knew how to love.
Yeah, okay.
But then he commands her, watch this, to serve him. Something that you guys have learned to do, but it's a curse to do anyway. Because we was created to have dominion. But because we failed that dominion, then these curses came. So this is where love is kind of flipped on us.
Okay,
It's so
that is.
so
Okay.
good.
It's a lot.
Let me take
I'm speechless.
So let me take in. Okay, since we are one,
Yeah.
gotta create a special woman from
Absolutely.
the
Absolutely.
men create from the clay, right? So
Right.
he's supposed to be the foundation of the
Absolutely.
woman to
Yes.
protect her.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let
But
me,
my issue is you don't want my protection, you want my love.
you know, that is
Not just love, your attention,
So,
your
like,
protection,
right,
everything.
right.
okay.
Right.
So listen, father love daughter.
Absolutely.
Actually, daughter never leave father.
Never.
Father leave.
But catch this though. But
Husband leave the parents.
I'm going where
Yeah.
you're going. I'm going where you're going. Here
Okay.
it is. This is why the Bible says, then shall a man leave his mother and father. He never tells
Say,
the daughter to.
leave. So you, as man,
Oh,
is
I gotta
supposed
use
to
it.
be everything for that woman because she
Absolutely.
never leave husband.
Absolutely.
So why men say women have issues, father issues? Because we never leave our father. Yes.
Right.
If I don't have father, you're supposed to fit
No,
for them.
no, no.
You leave, you come.
This is really getting exciting.
I love it.
Guys out there.
I love it.
So women never leave father. They
Right.
always say, "Man, what I don't like, you have father issues." The guy say, "I never leave my father."
Right.
So you taking place. That's what guy when is worrying.
The truth
father
is,
handle.
men bring up father issues. Hear me and hear me well. Men bring up father issues because we don't want to be responsible for being that man that you need. That's the bottom line. We'll bring up that you have an issue so that we can not have to deal with the responsibility of healing where we think you're hurting, even though you're not hurting in that area.
Yeah. So my question is, when the traditional wedding father handle his daughter to the man,
Yeah.
it means that now she's not my responsible. You are. So it means that you're supposed to fit in.
Absolutely.
You're supposed to play that because men they say I am the head of the house. No, you are the foundation of the house.
Right.
But this is why God did what he did. It didn't tell a man leave his mother, father, and cleave to his wife, but
Yes.
he never tells the woman to leave her father.
Exactly.
The reason why he never tells the woman to leave her father, just in case that man mess up, she has a man to go to.
back.
Right.
That's why God did that, because God understood
Yeah.
that there will be men in this earth that will not take the responsibility right,
Oh God.
and then that daughter still has
I
a
don't wanna
father.
cry.
Go back.
My
I don't
children,
wanna
my
cry.
girls have me.
Right.
If their husband don't act right, she comes to daddy.
Daddy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it means
Yes.
that daughter never leave her father.
My issue is daughters. Okay, my issue is daughters who don't have a father,
Right.
or who father has not taken responsibility, because now she's double messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if she runs into a man that won't take responsibility, she has nowhere to run to.
Exactly.
Right.
What about like my father? He's gone a long time
Yeah.
ago. So I mean, this is deep. But I'm glad we're talking now, men out there. You know that you are father, husband, and take your responsibility. And you are the foundation of the house. Don't say I am the head of the house, because roof. If we have bad wind, it can blow.
Yes.
The foundation never blow. So be the husband that you're supposed to be.
Say it, Fatia. You got your point off. Yeah, that's
Yes,
great.
that-
We have a thing in the church now called spiritual fathering. When I was growing up in the 90s, men stayed with their wives, most of them in the 90s. So pastors only had to be pastors. Now, because folks don't like to stay with their children, they don't like to father their children. They'll have children over here
it, Bishop.
and then father
Say it.
children in a whole nother
Exactly.
another
Say it,
city,
Bishop.
and won't take care of the children they had
Yeah.
here.
Say it, Bishop.
Now the pastors, we must morph
My.
into fathers.
Wow.
I have thousands of spiritual daughters that I'm responsible for
Right.
because of the lack of fathers, because of the lack of the responsibility of a man. And you know what I'm saying? And so now the pastor has to morph. We have to be more than what I've ever seen the pastor be in life. I have daughters who come to us crying. I have daughters who come to us crying, and I'm like, okay, we got to do our best to make sure we cover them,
Right.
okay, and make sure they have someone to run
Yes.
yeah.
to when it looks like everything fails. And so, if I was to talk to any man, I would implore them, take care of what's your seed. That's your seed. Those your babies. Take care of you. Don't leave it to another man. I don't care if it's the pastor. Don't leave it to another man to take care of what belongs
That's
to you.
good. That's
And
good.
what you are responsible for. I ain't letting nobody take care of one thing I told my wife, and I told God, I said, whoever I have kids with, I ain't leaving. That's one thing the statement I've always made. Whoever I had kids with, because my kids ain't calling nobody else daddy. It ain't happening. And no matter what we've been through, and we've been through some stuff caused 80% by me. Okay? And I can understand, and I know that for a fact. That's why
Real man.
that's why today, whatever she wants, she gets. Because when you marry a peasant and make him a king, then the thing that a king gets belongs to the queen. But I'll leave that alone. And so we went through a lot together, but we've stayed together. We're going to stay together for the rest of our life because the fact that we made promises not only to each other but to God and our family.
Oh my gosh.
That is so powerful. That's what a lot of people, they don't understand, that when you come with people, like you say, you two different people, but you come together as one. But you have your own issues, you have your own issues.
Exactly.
Like you're supposed to work together, help
Right.
one another, like you
Right.
guys did. That's the example. Not abusing one another
Right.
emotionally, mentally, physically.
Right.
And I truly pray that marriage is a beautiful thing. It's
It
not
is.
easy.
It's
It's
not
not
easy.
easy.
No.
It's
But it's a
work.
beautiful thing. I think that anybody can overcome that obstacle if it's health, if it's money, is all that. But if people that are toxic to one another, they don't help each other grow, not beating each other with the past. What happened to you? Listen, what happened to me, it was before you. Some things I made choices, some things I did.
Right.
That's for all of us. So when we come together, how can we work like people? You guys are a good really example that some people, they don't want to do. Oh, you have issues? You've
Right.
been went through that? You got to go.
Good example right here.
Yeah.
But
Perfect example.
we have such a wonderful, beautiful topic for the day, you guys. As you can see, love is in the air. But one thing that I wanted to ask Dr. Keith, because I was watching one of his videos, I think last week, and I just love when he said, don't let wisdom offend you. Because wisdom is love.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah.
Wisdom hurts. Wisdom hurts
Because it's the
because wisdom stands up when you're about to do something wrong.
Yes.
Okay, and a lot of times we allow wisdom to offend us because we already made up in our mind what we're going to do, and even though what we're going to do is wrong, we've already built it in ourselves that this is what we're going to do. So when wisdom shows up, then we get an attitude with it. When wisdom shows up, we're offended by it. When wisdom shows up, we try to kill the person that brings the wisdom. Here's the pain of wisdom in 1 minute. Solomon, God says, tells Solomon in a dream, I'll give you whatever you need. Solomon says, give me wisdom to rule your people. When Solomon wakes up, the first thing that happens is 2 harlots have a baby. One lays on the baby and kills the baby. And they bring the baby to Solomon. And Solomon said, we'll cut the baby in half. The one that says, no, give it to her, was the one that says, even though it's my child, I'd rather the child be alive. That's pain. Wisdom is pain.
Ooh, that's good.
That's good.
Ooh, that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
We need part 2, 3, 4.
How? Go ahead.
These questions will go
Yes, ma'am.
on both of you. The 5 love languages, right? Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, personal touch.
Yeah.
Which one do you belong here and why?
I have, even though those are good 5 love languages, I don't think that's like applicable to us. And what I mean by that is when you live by secular statements, there are holes to make mistakes. Everybody's love and everybody's marriage and everybody's relationship is different. Right? So we can't hold to the secular meaning. Because somebody was talking about secular love versus love and religion. And that word religion gets a bad name. That word religion, if you look at it, it is etymology. It means rules. Okay? It means rules of engagement. How do we do this? I just think everybody's different. I think I have a crazy love language because my love language is weird. And ain't got nothing to do with none of that in there. And so you go ahead, baby.
Well, I try most of the time. I try to love him, or as I would want myself to be loved. So things that I know what I would want from myself, I try to treat him well. Like if I know if I wanted something or anything, I want to do him first, you know. And sometimes if you're like, oh, the man have to get you this, and no. And sometimes I just like to show my husband love, and then he'll go, oh, she's got me this, or and it's just not material, but it's just like even affection. You know, if he shows affection first, then it's it's fine. But most of the time, I might, throw him stuff. I'm like, either I hit him or
Yeah,
I get
it's weird.
something, things like that. Just a pat on the head like this or something like that. I mean, it's time. So everybody's different. Like I can touch him and it's just another way, and then he's touching, and I'm like, oh, we gonna watch TV? And he's like, wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. So I mean, like he said, it's all different, and it happens at different times, at different moments, and 30-something years. So therefore, we've been through many of things and learned ourselves. Like we're different, and so.
I think
what we come as one.
I think love language, the language you build.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's pure too. Love, like you say, you just love the person. It doesn't have the title. Like when you do the title, okay, if that person does not meet your expectation, means that you're not gonna love him.
Right.
So that's what it shows that it's just pure. That's why I wear today white. I say we've been wearing red and stuff. I'm like. Love is pure.
Somebody asked me a while ago, years ago. They said, "What's your type?" And I said, "Kia."
Wow.
They was like, "Huh?" I said, "My type is Kisha." She said, "That's your wife?" I said, "That's my type."
Yeah, that's good.
No matter how she is, I don't know if she's small,
pure.
if she's heavy, if she's tall, if she's short. She's Kisha.
Yeah.
You see, and I think people get so intertwined into types, okay? Because you could say I want a smaller lady, right? But then you give her 5 kids. All right, so maybe she not small, she was.
Yeah.
So is she no longer your type?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
See, I don't have a type. I have a person.
Yes,
That's good.
That's
I have a person. I'm in
That's
love
good.
with a person.
Teach us.
Okay, I'm
Teach
not in
us.
love with a type.
Yes.
All right, and I think that's what keeps us great because she's in love with a person also. I ain't always been this big. And amen. So
Praise the Lord.
yeah. We just in love with each other, Keith
Right.
and Kisha. We just in love with each other.
I love that.
And that's what we have. We don't have a type. We
I
have
love
a person.
that.
Yeah.
We just have a person.
Your love's got to rub off on your children.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Relationship
Oh, yeah.
and what you see. Just actually true. Do you guys teach any marriage seminars or relationship seminars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, we start this weekend.
Yeah, we were doing it, and then I guess through the conditions of the weather and things like that. So we're going back to it again.
And so second Saturdays at 6 p.m. Second Saturday at 6 p.m. at our church, 475 Marine Boulevard. We have what we call marriage enrichment classes, and this open to the public if they want to come. If anybody want to come, because we're going to just be sharing marriage tools on how to stay together, and then on the 4th Fridays of every month we're dealing with singles. And,
Well, doctors.
we can deal with that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's powerful,
Yes.
and we need it.
We need it,
because
we really truly do.
we don't take nothing for granted.
Granted.
So we really need
Yes.
that.
I mean, I can listen to this powerful couple here
Yes.
all day.
All day.
We have to do it again.
Yes, ma'am.
We
Yes.
should. We should really. We should.
Because
Yes.
love is just not just February. Love
Yeah,
should
no,
be
love
all
is
the
every
time.
day.
Yes,
Love
all
is
the time.
every day. Don't wait until I die to bring me flowers.
Yeah.
And by the way, this month is Dr. Kisha's birthday
Birthday
month.
month,
yes.
So happy birthday.
Celebrate her birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Agnes.
Yes.
So we ended this show, and it was just amazing.
Amazing.
I've learned so much. I'm even going to be a better wife.
Better
I
person.
really love. Yes,
Yeah,
a better person. That
person,
was
just
better
love
wife,
people.
better
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
We all can be.
And love humanity. I mean,
Yes.
that's what God
Yes.
does. God
Yes.
love all his
Yes.
humanity, his creation, regardless what
Yes.
they do. If they believe him, they don't believe him.
Right.
He still provide for them.
Yes.
Right.
So who we are to not
Right.
love others, you know?
Every
Every
month
day.
for me is 365.